Good morning guys, welcome back to Just Pure Cars. You'll probably notice that I'm not sitting in the Type R or the BMW today. And that's because I've been given the key to a 2009 Golf GTI Mk6. And I'm going to give it my first drive review. So how come have I ended up in a Golf GTI today? Well, two reasons really. I've had a lot of people out there that have asked if I wanted to review their cars since I launched my channel, which is amazing. And I don't want to say no to anybody. I want to get as much content as possible for the channel. Now, the main purpose of the channel is obviously to document my experiences from moving from car to car as I make my way from family car, hopefully one day all the way over to maybe a supercar or something a lot more special anyway. So this is obviously a great opportunity for me, A, to make some content for you, B, drive a car that I've never driven before, which will then enable me to see whether it's something I want to try and own on my on that journey from family car to supercar. And today I've been fortunate enough to be given the keys to this 2009 Golf GTI Mk6 by my brother-in-law, Ali Ward, who is a local tennis coach. He's amazing. You can look him up on alitheracquet.com for all of your tennis needs. Really trying to encourage him to start his own YouTube channel so he can show off his, his trick shots and just give some coaching advice on YouTube. One day I think he will, but at the moment he's hesitant. But maybe if you all give me a thumbs up and some nice comments in the box below, it might encourage him to do something as well. But anyway, so thank you to Ali for lending me his Golf GTI today. Now straight away, as soon as I'm getting the car, compared to my old Mark V, you can feel the difference. This is just a little bit more refined. It's a little bit quieter in here. I mean, it's really quiet in here. When you're just idling in traffic, low speed, you can't hear anything, which is really impressive. The interior finishes look, again, a little bit more grown up. Just more modernised, I guess is the right way to think about it. I'm loving the seats, the tartan finish. Hark back into the original GTI days. I really like that touch. I mean, my Golf had the leather, which I really like, but there's something about that tartan. I mean, if you can get it, you should definitely go for that option. In terms of comfort, I mean, I've only been driving this for a little while, and yeah, I mean, it's just moulded to me already. I've had no real issues. I've adjusted the seat a little bit, and I'm happy, and away I go. So it's literally a car that anybody can drive and enjoy it, I think.
If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy?
So what's the big differences then between say the Mark V GTI and the Mk6? Obviously there's external cosmetic changes that they've done, which I think it just brought it a little bit more up to date, a bit more angular, a bit more aggressive. But also the big change is the engine. So we've now got a TSI 2-litre TSI engine, putting out 207 brake horsepower, so that's probably what, about 10 brake horsepower bump from the Mark 5. And then depending on obviously how you spec it up, you can go for a DSG gearbox, you can get adaptive suspension that you can move through the different modes like comfort, sport, etc. And it's actually apparently more efficient than the older model, and actually a little bit quicker as well, and a little bit more refined. I'd say the first look around the inside of the cabin, it looks a little bit more refined. I mean, it is classic Golf GTI, don't get me wrong.
If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me?
So there's a lot of competition out there from modern hot hatches in today's world, but back when this was released, the original 2009 Mark 6, this was still king of the pile. Yeah, it didn't have as much power as the others. You had your Focus RS or the Vauxhall VXR, Astra VXR had more power. I think they were like 250 plus, but you didn't need all that power at the time going through those front wheels. Especially the Focus RS apparently had a lot of torque steer, so it wasn't handling the power as well as it should. Whereas this 210 brake horsepower was more than enough for most people, and I think what gives the GTI its crowning glory is the fact that it is so understated, so refined. It's for the gentleman racer of the hot hatch world. It's not in your face, it's not obnoxious, it's not a boy racer car. I said on a previous video, when in comparison to the Type R, you could be anybody driving a GTI. It doesn't say too much about you. You can be nice and subtle just driving around town. It's very subdued, it's so quiet. And then when you want to open the taps and you want to go, you can, and it's got the power there, the performance there to give you the little bit of fun that you're looking for, and to get you out of a sticky situation necessarily if you need to. Wow, okay, so the engine's good. Like I say, 0 to 60 just under 7 seconds. The power really kicks in at about 1700 RPM, so it's all low down grunt. You get a bit more torque in this one than you did the Mark 5, and I'll tell you what, you can really feel it. And again, compared to the Type R, which you have to really push to get to the power up into 5,500, this has got a lot of power down low. So yeah, I think this is a lot more usable in terms of everyday performance. I think we'd agree the Golf GTI is the granddaddy of all hot hatches, right? I mean, it was the original hot hatch, and okay, it went for a bit of a dark patch in the early 2000s, but the Mark 5 came around, that made up for all that lost time. That was a great car that they brought back, and since then VW have just made it better and better and better. This Mark 6 is so much more refined than my Mark 5 ever was. As much of a great car that was, this is just more refined. The interior is just, feels even better quality. It's quieter in here. The engine is obviously much more improved. This TSI engine that you get in the Scirocco is so much better. This obviously version of the Golf GTI gets about 10 brake horsepower more than the Scirocco, I believe. A bit more torque as well. The space that you get in here is just unrivaled in its league, I believe. There's loads of room in the boot, there's loads of room in the back, there's cubby holes all over this place for the store and everything. I mean, the cubby hole in the door pocket is huge. You could easily get one of those massive 2-litre bottles of water in there, no problems. And that's a big deal these days, right? You want to be able to get all your stuff in your car, but also you want to go out and have some fun, and you can easily use this to drop the kids off in school in the morning and go and do a quick hot lap of your local track on your way to work. What more could you ask for?
If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me?
twisty corners now. It just handles so well. What a great car. What a great car. I mean, a 2009 model like this, you're probably going to look at paying somewhere between 10 and 11,500 pounds with, you know, this many miles. This is, this has got what, just over 60,000 miles on the clock. So yeah, I think 11 is probably a good price for this. 10.5 if you're lucky, and you'll get so much car for that money. I mean, we're on a country lane, right? We're not driving fast, we're driving at the speed limit, but it just feels like so much fun. It feels so planted in the road. The handle is, you know, so on point, it's so responsive. The engine's just there waiting to go when you are. And yet, if you don't want to do that, you just knock it back, drop it to 6th and cruise along and not bother anybody. So, yeah, what an amazing car. Oh, the brakes are good as well. Wow, yeah, really nice. Really good choice. If you're in the market for a hot hatch, around 10 grand, you got to consider the Golf. I mean, it's like a given, really. Whew. Okay. So that's it, guys. This is the end of the first video on my Your Car is a Star series. Thanks again to Ali for lending me his gorgeous Golf GTI. I've had an absolute blast. I've loved driving it. And if you fancy seeing your car on Your Car is a Star, please drop me a line. Let me know what you've got. Anything quirky, anything performance based. I'm happy to drive it if I haven't driven it before. I just want to make some great content for this channel. And if you've liked this video, please hit the like button. If you've got any comments, comment below. And if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. And I cannot wait to see you for the next video. Thanks for joining me, guys. See you later. Woohoo! Wow, okay, so the engine, yeah, the engine's good.